My ex-wife came back, thinking I still missed her, until her best friend walked out smiling. #Betrayal. She stood at my door again. Same perfume, same fake smile, same soft eyes that once burned holes through my soul. "Can we talk?" she asked. Her voice trembled, half confidence, half guilt. I let the silence stretch long enough for her to shift her weight, to remember what she'd done. The woman who shattered me now wanted entry. I didn't invite her in, I just stepped aside. She walked in like she owned the place, like the ghost of her past still held keys. The scent of jasmine trailed behind her. It used to remind me of love. Now it smelled like deceit. She looked around my apartment, the clean lines, the silence, the absence of her chaos. "You've changed," she said softly. I smiled. That's what happens when something dies. She laughed, thinking it was a joke. It wasn't. When she finally sat on the couch, her eyes lingered on the coffee table. 2 glasses, a bottle of wine, and a second lipstick stain that wasn't hers. That was when she blinked too long, when the mask cracked, and I knew. The game had already begun. A year ago, I begged her to stay. She didn't. She left for someone more ambitious, someone who understood her, a man who turned out to be her coworker. They lasted 4 months. Then she came crawling back, crying about mistakes and pressure and regret, the kind of words people use when their fantasy crumbles under the weight of real life. But I wasn't the same man she left. Grief had stripped me clean, pain had taught me precision, and silence, oh, silence had become my sharpest weapon. So when she reached out again, I didn't block her. I let her talk. Every text, every call, every late-night message about how lonely she was. I responded with calm, measured words, never anger, never longing. Because revenge isn't about rage, it's about rhythm. She thought I still missed her. She thought my patience was weakness. But I was studying her and waiting for the perfect moment to make her remember exactly what she threw away. Her best friend, Maya, had always been the quiet one, loyal, observant, and painfully honest. The kind of person who saw everything but spoke only when it mattered. When my ex left, Maya didn't take sides. She just vanished. Until 6 months ago, when she reached out. We started talking, slowly, about life, about pain, about betrayal. She knew everything my ex had done, the lies, the manipulation, the late-night work meetings, but she also told me something else. She told everyone you were obsessed with her, Maya said one night, that you'd never move on. That sentence, those words, became the blueprint for my revenge. So I invited Maya over for dinner one evening, then another, then every weekend. She wasn't like her friend. She didn't wear masks. She didn't pretend to care. We never planned anything, but something real formed out of the ashes. Something quiet, something clean. She made me remember what honesty sounded like. So when my ex texted me, "Can we meet just to talk?" I didn't hesitate. I knew exactly what I was going to do. Now she sat in my living room again, nervous, talking about the past like it was a wound we could stitch closed. "You were the only man who really loved me," she said. "I see that now." Her voice cracked on the word loved. I let her talk, let her rewrite her story, let her turn betrayal into poetry. Then, as she reached for her glass, the front door opened. Maya stepped in, calm, composed, radiant. The look on my ex's face was art, recognition, confusion, then dread. "Maya?" she whispered. Maya smiled. "Didn't expect to see you here." The silence that followed was thick enough to cut. My ex looked at me. You're seeing her?" I didn't answer immediately. I just stared into my glass, then back at her. "Yes," I said finally, "and unlike you, she didn't lie." Her lips parted, trembling. You're doing this to hurt me? No, I said quietly. I'm doing this to show you that you can't break what's already rebuilt. Maya placed her hand on mine. Subtle, deliberate. My ex's eyes glistened. But I didn't feel satisfaction. I felt something deeper, control. She tried to hold her composure, but her voice betrayed her. You're really with her, my best friend? I leaned forward. You were never good at keeping what mattered. Not love, not loyalty, not friends. She looked at Maya. You knew? Maya nodded. I knew everything, and I chose honesty over pity. That's when my ex broke. Her facade collapsed under the weight of her own lies. She stood, eyes burning. You wanted revenge? No, I said. I wanted peace. But peace doesn't come from forgetting. It comes from balance. She laughed bitterly. You two deserve each other. Maya stood too, calm, confident. Yes, she said, we do. The silence after that wasn't awkward. It was absolute. My ex turned to leave, and for the first time in my life, I didn't look back. I didn't need to. Her best friend was already smiling. Later that night, after she was gone, I sat on the balcony with Maya. The city lights reflected in her eyes. You okay? She asked. I nodded. Finally. Because closure isn't an apology, it's a realization that some people only return to see if they still have power over you. And when they find out they don't, that's when you truly win. Maya leaned on my shoulder. You think she'll ever forgive us? She'll have to, I said quietly. Forgiveness is her only way to survive what she feels right now. We sat in silence. No words, no regrets. Only the sound of the city breathing, while somewhere out there, my ex-wife realized the one truth she never could handle, that I stopped loving her long before she came back.
How could you do this?